আর না করি মনে আশা, আর না করি মনে আশা। শ্রী গুরু চরণে রতি, এই সেই উত্তম গতি। যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্ব আশা, যে প্রসাদে পুরে সর্ব আশা। চক্ষুদান দিল যেই জন্মে জন্মে প্রভু সেই, চক্ষুদান দিল যেই জন্মে জন্মে প্রভু সেই। দিব্য জ্ঞান হৃদয় প্রকাশিত, প্রেম ভক্তি যাহা হইতে অবিদ্যা বিনাশা যাতে। বেদ গায় যাহার চরিত, শ্রী গুরু করুণা সিন্ধু অধম জনর বন্ধু। শ্রী গুরু করুণা সিন্ধু অধম জনর বন্ধু। লোকনাথ লোকের জীবানা, हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया। हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया। এ বেজাজ ঘুষুক ত্রিভুবানা, শিল প্রভুপদা শিল প্রভুপদা শিল প্রভুপদা শিল প্রভুপদা। प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले, श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopinavanabha Girivaradhari. Girivaradhari. Gopijana Balabha Girivaradhari.
Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Janaran Jamunatira Vanachadi Jamunatira Vanachadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Balabha Girivardhari Girivardhari Gopijana Balabha Girivardhari Girivardhari Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Yasodanandana Braja Janarandana Jamunatira Vanachadi Jamunatira Vanachadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parividagacharya Astatara Satsasi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Shama Sundara Ki Jai Samvita Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Gaur Premanandi. So we're about to begin. Yesterday, we heard some of the features of Jiva Goswami's life. Fantastic Acharya, not just an author, but a fantastic Acharya that, perhaps one of the outstanding things of all was he continued the momentum and the integrity and the strength of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission after his departure. Of course, the very next generation, Rupa and Sanatan. But easily things could have dissipated, as is the nature of how these things happen in the material world. But such an incredible Acharya carried forward the integrity, the unity, the purity, the teachings, the guidance, protection, everything. And made arrangements for the next generation to continue after him. Fantastic personality. So, one of the questions yesterday was, my goodness, it's missing. What happened? Didn't get saved. One of the questions yesterday evening was Sri Radhika's question. It's nice to begin this undertaking with the end in mind. So I was thinking about that this morning and prepared something, and it's not showing for some reason. I don't know what happened. You'll hear something more about this evening, but no harm to hear it again, or hear it now and then again. A line of disciplic succession. We have 4 main sampradayas, or lines of disciplic succession, following from Lord Brahma. There's Madhvacharya and his line, from the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, then the Alvars, then Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami Nimbarkacharya. One of the requirements, traditional requirements of such a foundational disciplic line is to make a statement of commentary on Vedanta Sutra, because these 4 lines, they follow the Vedas. And even Shankaracharya, he wrote a commentary on Vedanta Sutra, because what's Vedanta Sutra? We'll hear some more in the course of our presentation this weekend. But Vedanta Sutra is Vyasadev's summarization of the vast Vedas. What's the message of the vast Vedas? And he presented that in Vedanta Sutra. And each line of disciplic succession creates, the acharya of that succession creates a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Why? Because Vedanta Sutra is a summary of all the Vedas, and they're explaining their line of teaching or rendering of the Vedas through the message of Vedanta Sutra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not do that. In fact, he only wrote 8 verses. Shikshastakam, the chanting of the holy name, because that was his medium for entering into Krishna Tattva, by Krishna Nam, the holy name of Krishna. And then following him, Rupa Goswami, he wrote many books, especially about bhakti, and Bhakti Rasa, as in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And he wrote Laghu Bhagavatamrita, another very important work, which is the truths about Krishna, Krishna Tattva, the truths about Krishna, but not a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. And Sanatana Goswami, he wrote books as the successor, next generation successor acharyas. He wrote Hari Bhakti Vilas, which is a instruction manual on how to be a Vaishnava, how to observe everything, the rituals involved in Vaishnavism, Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Hari Bhakti Vilas. And he wrote Brihat Bhagavatamrita, which is something of a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. But there wasn't a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. And the reason? Lord Chaitanya said there's already a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. What's that? Srimad Bhagavatam is a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So we don't wish to be presumptuous and make a commentary on Vedanta Sutra when the author of Vedanta Sutra has made his commentary, Vyasadeva, Srimad Bhagavatam. So Jiva Goswami, these six sandarbhas become, in essence, the commentary on Vedanta Sutra, without calling it a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So we'll hear more about it tonight. There are six. So what was the purpose of his writing the Sandarbhas, the six Sandarbhas? So there's six. The book is called, all six together are called Bhagavat Sandarbha. And we'll discuss a little bit right now. Bhagavat Sandarbha means in relation to Bhagavan. Bhagavat is in relation to Bhagavan. And what's Bhagavan? Well, we know from Srimad Bhagavatam what Bhagavan is. It's one of the three features of the Absolute Truth. What's the Absolute Truth? That from which everything comes. That's what Vedanta Sutra says. So, for example, in his Sandarbhas, in the Sandarbhas, Jiva Goswami gives a commentary on the first 5 sutras of Vedanta Sutra. And it's in the Bhagavat Sandarbha section, so a little confusion. All 6 are called Bhagavat Sandarbha, or conventionally, more commonly, Shat Sandarbha means 6. And one of those 6 is Bhagavat Sandarbha. In fact, it's Sandarbha number 2. So here's the names. I meant to show it on the screen, but somehow, I guess I didn't save it or something. There's 6. And they list as follows. What we're discussing while we're together is some part of the first one. You know, the smallest of the 6 is Tattva Sandarbha. What does Tattva mean? Tat, as in Om Tat Sat. Tat means that, the absolute truth. The essence of the absolute truth, and the means to know it. We'll see as we begin. The truths, the essence of truth, Tattva Sandarbha. And then there's 3 more that follow in the same line in our understanding of, well, maybe I saved it in another place. I'm trying to respond to Sri Radhika's question from yesterday evening of where's the train going? Before we get on board, what's the destination? Where are we headed? What's the goal? What's the end that we're trying to achieve? I'm trying to respond to that question. We're looking at the Sandarbhas because these, according to the text that's missing, is from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur responding to that question. Why are we interested in this subject matter? Why is it so popular and famous and important for the followers of Lord Chaitanya? Because it explains the essence of all truths that there are to be known. It's essentially a commentary on Vedanta Sutra without calling it a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. It's Lord Chaitanya's teachings. Because it explains Srimad Bhagavatam in its fullness, in a systematic and comprehensive explanation of Srimad Bhagavatam in these 6 Sandarbhas. Now, one way to do that, Jiva Goswami did, is, as I mentioned yesterday, he wrote a commentary, verse by verse, on the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, as Prabhupada has done, verse by verse. That's called Krama Sandarbha. And then he made another commentary just on the 10th canto and went more deeply into the 10th canto, verse by verse. And then he went back and did a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, commentary number 3, that's topic by topic. Why is Srimad Bhagavatam so important? Lord Chaitanya accepted, Lord Chaitanya's teachings are Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is Lord Chaitanya's teachings. If we want to know who is Lord Chaitanya, read Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Srimad Bhagavatam gives support to the chanting of the holy name. Through the chanting of the holy name, one can realize Krishna, which is the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna. We'll see this in just a moment. But we want, why are we doing this? We want to know Krishna in an authoritative way, in a systematic and comprehensive authoritative way. And so he has these 6 Sandarbhas that do that topic by topic. So the first one is Tattva Sandarbha, and the next one is Bhagavat Sandarbha. Because, why? Later comes Krishna is Bhagavan, but before even Krishna is Bhagavan for his readers, who could be from any sampradaya, he's presenting the message of our sampradaya that Bhagavan is the absolute truth, because that's what Vedanta Sutra inquires. What is that from which everything comes? And the message of the Bhagavatam is Bhagavan is the source of everything. And what's the message? I'm making it short. It can be much longer. 2 things. The Bhagavan conception includes 2 things. God is a person. Anyone who has given extended Krishna consciousness to others will know this very well. Whoever is out there in the spiritual marketplace that has an idea of spirituality, even if they 80% don't have an idea that the source of everything is a person, And even those that say that the source of everything is a person don't really believe it. In short, without elaborating. So the source of everything is a person. And the other features of the Supreme rest upon that person. So the next Sandarbha is Paramatma Sandarbha. So using language that Radhika Raman uses, you just shrink the features of Bhagavan and it becomes Paramatma. But the fullness is Bhagavan. And Bhagavan is a person, and Bhagavan has unlimited potencies. It's a very essential message. I'll say it again. It's a very essential message in Bhagavad Sandarbha, that if we're to understand God in Jiva Goswami's language, you must accept that he has innumerable and inconceivable potencies, otherwise there's no possibility of understanding God in his fullness. So, Bhagavan is a person, and Bhagavan has unlimited inconceivable potencies. Paramatma Sandarbha discusses those potencies that deal with material creation. Time, Prakriti, Jiva, and the relationship of all of them. Similar as is done in Bhagavad Gita, those 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita. But it starts with Bhagavan, and then Paramatma, and then Krishna is the source of, he is the supreme feature of Bhagavan. That's the Krishna Sandarbha. So that's the first 4 Sandarbhas. From what we're accustomed to in ISKCON, Hare Krishna movement, this is called Sambandha Gyan. Knowledge of all things in relation to their source of emanation. It covers everything. And Krishna is that source. He's a person with inconceivable, unlimited potencies. That's what the Bhagavatam discloses. So in a systematic and comprehensive way, voluminous, mind-spinning detail, he explains it on the authority of Bhagavatam. It's an exposition on what is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. There's 2 more Sandarbhas. So Abhideya, Bhakti Sandarbha, it's the biggest of the 6 Sandarbhas. And then following Bhakti is Prayojana, the goal, that he calls Priti Sandarbha. More or less, Jiva Goswami likes the word Priti, and so he uses it interchangeably with what we're accustomed to as prema. And they have the same Sanskrit root. So, love of God, achieved through the process of bhakti, unto whom? And as Prabhupada would say, that they do not know. God is great, but how great he is, that they do not know. So this is how great he is. He's a person. He's an unlimited person. An impersonalist will argue, well, that limits God. As soon as you put person with form, he's limited. Unlimited is formless. Form is limiting. No, form is not limiting. If you say God cannot have form, that's limiting. There's something he can't do. God can't have potencies, they say, because then there's 2 things. There's God and his potencies. So he can't have potencies, you just neutered him. No, he has potencies. And then what's the relationship between those potencies and him? That's where Vaishnava Sampradayas have different perspective without going into it. But Jiva Goswami presents the Bhagavatam perspective, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. In fact, I share a little piece of information. The term Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva wasn't present during Lord Chaitanya's times. It was given by Jiva Goswami, another contribution of that great Acharya. And that teaching, Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, not only describes the relationship of potencies, but everything. Like the expansions, the various avatars, the various forms of the Lord. And we'll hear about it in the Mangalacharna, in the last verse that we'll be discussing this morning. Verse number 8. So we're going to, why are we doing this? What's the objective? We're going to, if we were to continue with this, we would get the big panorama of Lord Chaitanya's teachings, or the Bhagavatam's teachings. And what's the Bhagavatam doing? It's disclosing Krishna. Here he is, or here I am. Because one of the teachings in Bhagavad Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami is Krishna is the speaker of the Bhagavatam, and he gives scriptural reference to support it. Part of it's right in the Bhagavatam, but without all the detail. Krishna is speaking, just like we say Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking about himself. What other scriptures of the world are you aware of where it's not someone speaking about God, but God speaking about himself? Pretty special, unique. God speaking about, I'm like this. The Bhagavatam, similarly, is Krishna speaking because he presented, in short, he presented the Bhagavatam to Lord Brahma in the 4 nutshell verses. But all of the Vedas, including the Bhagavatam and all of the Vedas, all the Puranas and all the Itihasas, and we're going to hear as we go along, everything in its diversity, everything comes from Krishna. We'll hear it scripturally stated. So Krishna is revealing Krishna. Because who can reveal Krishna better than Krishna? I'm like this. But he's doing it through the agency like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do through his devotees. His devotees are revealing these things. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Hare Krishna. At least it was a good call. It was somebody verifying they're going to send out the links for people who can't come to this presentation. Sorry. Okay. We're going down this path so that we can understand Krishna in an authoritative, systematic, and comprehensive way. And our means for knowing Krishna is what the main focus of this is, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. That is faith, as I said yesterday evening, faith in what we're doing is the right thing. Chanting of the holy name and hearing regularly from Srimad Bhagavatam is the right thing. We're doing the right thing. How do we know that? We're going to be hearing how we know that. What's the evidence for that? The pramana, the means of knowing we're doing the right thing. It will strengthen and support our faith in what we're doing in Krishna consciousness, in practicing devotional service. And prepare us so that if we meet someone that is challenging, how do you know? We'll have an answer. Well, besides, Prabhupada said it. I heard it. We hear lots of things, and why do we accept this one as opposed to other things? The challenging person may not accept their conclusion, but at least you can be thoroughly convinced if you listen very carefully to what we're about to commence. Okay, so this morning we'll be discussing the first 4 of the 8 verses of the Mangala Charana. And we'll then go into some definitions of what Mangala Charana means, just like the arti that begins at 4:30 in the morning is called Mangala Arti. So Mangala doesn't mean, early. It literally means auspicious. Mangala means auspicious. And Mangala Charana literally means an enactment of auspiciousness. Just like when we perform yagyas in ISKCON, we recite prayers, or we have the appearance day of an acharya, etc. What do? We recite Mangalacharana prayers. Correct? It's right in our songbook, and we just recite those verses. What's the purpose? Enactment of auspiciousness on an auspicious day or an auspicious event through sound vibration. One is to create auspiciousness or Mangalacharana. So these 8 prayers are Mangalacharana prayers. They are an enactment of auspiciousness. Now, here's another definition. This is given by Baladev Vidyabhusan. We'll hear some more about him. He actually, so many generations later, he officially wrote a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Without the circumstances, Jiva, I'm sure, without a doubt, he made reference in writing his Govinda Bhashya commentary of Vedanta Sutra. He read the Sandarbhas, or was not only read them, he was making thorough reference to the subject matter of Vedanta, of what we're studying. So, in that very, very first verse, Vedanta Sutra 111, he writes, because he creates a Mangalacharana, and he says that what a Mangalacharana is, it's to remove obstacles and assure successful completion of one's book. So before he began writing his Govinda Bhashya, he wrote Mangalacharana. These 2 things, remove obstacles and assure successful completion. We'll hear some more about assure successful completion in a moment. Similarly, in his Chaitanya Charitamrita, a series of Mangalacharana verses are there, written by Krishnadas Kaviraj, and then he gives, as you see, Adi Lila chapter 1, verse 22, a definition. So what are we doing here? We're entering into Mangalacharana. What's that? Mangalacharana involves 3 processes: defining the objective, and you'll see the Sanskrit here, vastu nirdesha, defining the objective. 2, offering benedictions, ashirvada, and offering obeisances, namaskar. Those 3 things. Defining the objective, offering benedictions, and offering obeisances. So we're going to go through each one of these 3 just now. Vastu nirdesha, or in the commentary, it becomes a little longer, Vastu Nirdeshatmaka, which means from Jiva Goswami's Vastu Nirdesha, what he does in these 8 verses, he establishes what's the subject matter of these 6, because Mangalacharana is not just for this one book, it's for all 6 of them. The Bhagavatam itself is the subject, is the vastu. So within the Mangalacharana prayers, he states, the subject of this text is Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he adds, you'll see in verse number 8, in addition, the Supreme Lord Krishna is the subject or the substance, along with his various expansions, the avatars, and Narayana in Vaikuntha, and Paramatma who's controlling the material nature, etc. Because that's part of Krishna Tattva. So there's two. There's the Bhagavatam itself, and what does the Bhagavatam disclose? Krishna in his fullness. So that's Vastu Nirdesha, established in these Mangalacharana prayers. Then comes Ashirvada, or Ashirvadatmaka, making or giving of blessings. So traditionally, by the way, this is coming directly from Jiva Goswami's commentary. So he wrote the book and he wrote a commentary on the book. Praying to the Lord for his blessings, or bestowing blessings upon the reader, or very simply just saying, all glories to Krishna. These are examples of Ashirvada. I learned that word just by, moving around in India. People would come and Ashirvada, Maharaj. We want your blessings. Tell a little Prabhupada story, just for appreciation. Tamal Krishna Maharaj told me this story, that when traveling in trains, especially going around doing Pandal programs and so forth and so on, there was a period of time when Prabhupada was doing that a lot. So they arranged for a little, his own compartment in the first class train, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj sitting shotgun at the doorway so nobody would come in. Because they didn't want anybody to disturb Prabhupada. So he had to answer the call of nature, so he left. And sure enough, when he came back, there was somebody sitting in the compartment asking Prabhupada for Ashirvada, for his blessings. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj wanted to muscle the guy, get out of here, and you're disturbing our spiritual master. And Prabhupada said, no, he's come for Ashirvad. So the man with his palms folded said, Swamiji, please give your blessings. He said, very well, I'll give my blessings. Tamal Krishna Maharaj, please bring the other sannyasis from the other car, the second class car. So he brought them all standing, they crowded into Prabhupada's little compartment there, and Prabhupada said, my blessings are you may become like them. Renounced from the material world of sense gratification and devoting yourself simply to Krishna. The man's eyes got really big and he got really nervous and said, well, Swamiji, it's been very nice being with you and thank you very much, and quickly ran out of the compartment, and everybody laughed. That's Ashirvad. So it's one of the three elements, according to Krishna Das Kaviraj, that's found in a Mangalacharana. Then next, the third is Namaskar. Namaskar, with folded palms. Namaskar. And what is Namaskar? Namaskriatmaka. It means paying obeisances, specifically, Jiva Goswami writes, to one's teachers, or one's worshipable deity, or both. These are found in a Mangalacharana. One more example or instruction, teaching of what a Mangalacharana is found in Sarva Samvadini. What's that? Sarva Samvadini is Jiva Goswami's commentary on the entire Satsandarbha. And I appreciate the meaning of Sarva Samvadini, that which harmonizes everything. in case you're not so clear about this or that, read Sarva Sambhadani and it harmonizes everything. So in his Sarva Sambhadani, Jiva Goswami, from authoritative scripture, describes or presents that there are 4 essential elements in a book, and the Mangalacharana addresses those 4. Are you ready to hear what those 4 are? Here's the Sanskrit. Adhikari is one of them. Sambandha, Vishaya, and Prayojanam. Now we're familiar in ISKCON with these Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. We hear it all the time. So be ready for that classic understanding that we're accustomed to, taken in a different way because it's appropriate and it's from the scripture. So at its beginning, a book must describe these 4 items. 1, the qualifications of the person who may read the book. Adhikari, same meaning as we commonly take. Adhikari means qualification. So who should read this book? And he states it very, very clearly in his Mangalacharana. Then this word sambandha that we're accustomed to is used in a different way. Sambandha means relationship. There's a similar word in Hindi. Sambandha means relationship. In Sanskrit it means relationship. So relationship. So we're accustomed to hearing relationship in terms of Krishna and everything that comes from him, and the relationship of everything comes from him with Krishna, the source. Sambandha Gyan. That's what we're used to hearing. This is a little different. It's the same word, sambandha, but it's the book and the subject. The book and the relationship between the book and the subject of the book. So the book is the Bhagavatam, and the subject of the book is Krishna. And he states it in the Mangalacharana. You'll see there's a little bit more on this in just a moment. The subject itself. So there's the book and its subject and its relationship. The subject itself. Vishaya. That's this word up here, Vishaya. Or Abhideya. And what the reader will gain by reading the book and following the path it describes, Prayojana. So we're going to break these down. Oh, yeah. There's 2 persons shown here. One is Jiva Goswami and the other is a painting of Baladev. Not really a portrait or something, but it's an artist drawing Baladev Vijayabhusan. These 2 wrote commentaries on Tattva Sandarbha. Jiva Goswami wrote commentary on all the Sandarbhas, and Baladev wrote commentary on Tattva Sandarbha. So what we're going to be hearing is largely drawn from these 2 commentaries. And these 4 subject matters, at the very end, the Mangalacharana verse number 8, we're going to hear more about those 4. Adhikari, Sambandha, Vishaya, and Prayojana. So stick around and we'll hear some more detail. Now, we saw this before, the invocation verse. This is Jiva Goswami's own writing. Shri Krishna Jayati. May Krishna be glorified. So that's the objective. That's the Sandarbhas. Glorification of Krishna and glorification of the messages of the Srimad Bhagavatam itself. And what he wants to do, he accomplishes. He manifests Krishna by glorifying him and the ways in which the Bhagavatam reveals him. Somebody turned on the air conditioning and it's really cold. I don't know why. Somebody know how to fix that problem? It's cold out. We don't need cold air blowing on us. Thank you. Okay. So now we're going to head into the Mangalacharana. And the very first text is a very famous verse, famous within ISKCON for sure, where the appearance of the personality of Godhead as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described. Let's say it together. Krishnavarnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayayar Yajantihi Sumedasaha. Translation. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the Lord, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Now comes the first line, translated here in the middle. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Now, in the first verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat and other very exalted standard Vaishnava literature, the initial verse is composed by the author. In this verse, Jiva Goswami purposely chose to not compose his own, but to cite a verse from the Bhagavatam. And by citing the verse from the Bhagavatam, subtly, he is indicating this is about the Bhagavatam. And it's also, in addition to the book, the Sandarbhas, is about the Bhagavatam. This is using those four things. Vastu Nirdesha, that Krishnadas Kaviraj says, he's fulfilling this purpose. Vastu, the subject of this book is Srimad Bhagavatam. You with me? The subject of this book is Srimad Bhagavatam. Just by citing a verse from the Bhagavatam, he's doing that. And in addition, he is honoring his Ishtadev, his worshipable deity, because Jiva Goswami accepts Lord Chaitanya as his worshipable Lord. We heard yesterday evening that his deity was Radha Damodar, given to him by Rupa Goswami. He worshipped his deity of Radha Damodar, but his worshipable Lord was Lord Chaitanya. So in this verse, he's offering his obeisances, namaskar, to his worshipable Lord, Lord Chaitanya. In all of the Sandarbhas, this first Tattva Sandarbha is presenting the thesis. This is the overall thesis of this Sandarbha. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the perfect authority. That's our subject matter for these 4.5 days. Srimad Bhagavatam is the principal authority for knowing anything, especially transcendence, and particularly Krishna. He wants to glorify Krishna. That's the invocation. What's the best way to glorify Krishna? Before we begin glorifying Krishna, we need proper knowledge, the means of knowing Krishna before we begin glorifying Krishna. That's how he starts. That's verse 9, after the Mangalacharana. To reveal the glories of Krishna, we have to have proper authority for doing so. And there's a very wonderful verse. Those of you that have read Prabhupada's books or have heard him speak, you know this verse. Arajo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kadachit Upasana Vrajavidu Sargena Ya Kalpita. Now this line that I highlighted in big red letters, Shastram Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Starting with verse 9 is called the Pramana section or Pramana Kanda. What does Pramana mean? We'll hear about it this evening, but we'll hear about it now also. Pramana means valid source of knowledge, or the means by which you can know something. How do you know anything? How do you know I exist? Descartes was questioning, how do I know that I exist? Well, I think, therefore I know that I exist. Right? Very, very, very brilliant. I think, therefore I am. So how do we, the means, we'll hear, starting in verse 9, this, how do we know that the Bhagavatam is the best means of knowing things? How do you know, what are the possible ways of knowing things? So this Tattva Sandarbha is establishing that Srimad Bhagavatam is Pramanam Amalam. Amalam means spotless. Here's the translation of the verse. Very beautiful verse. Very, very famous, important verse for followers of Lord Chaitanya. The Supreme Lord is to be worshipped. The Supreme Lord to be worshipped is the son of the king of Vraja. Who's that? Krishna. Nanda Sutta, or Nanda Vrajesha Tanayas. The son of the king of Vraja. His personal abode is Vrindavan. The most favorable mode of serving him is that which was practiced by the young maidens of Vraja, the gopis. This is Lord Chaitanya's teaching. And the scripture, Bhagavatam, is the spotless source of reliable knowledge. And pure love of God is the supreme goal of life. Such are the opinions of Gaura Mahaprabhu, and we therefore respect them implicitly. So naturally he's a devotee of Lord Chaitanya, describing these are essential things that Lord Chaitanya revealed. Who is the supreme worshipable object? What is his abode? What is the very, very best means of worshiping him? What's the best means of knowing him? Srimad Bhagavatam. So this whole, what we're doing together is discussing that topic, the best means of knowing Krishna. The verse from the 11th canto, chapter 5, is spoken by one of these fellows. These are the Navayogendras. The Navayogendras, Sangha Sangastra Parshadam. This word Anga means Krishna's, or Lord Chaitanya's, his personal expansions. Who are those? If you think of the Panchatattva, they're to Lord Chaitanya's right. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, his Sri Advaita. Personal expansions. Who are those? If you think of the Panchatattva, they're to Lord Chaitanya's right. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, his Sri Advaita. Personal expansion.
Who are those? You think of the Panchatattva.
Pardon, we're having
They're
some
to Lord
technical
Chaitanya's right.
difficulty.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya's, excuse me, Sri Advaita